We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get straight into it. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to talk about 4 different items. We're going to talk about the Hono Studios Star Wars Rebels Stormtrooper Squad Leader, the Star Wars Rebels Stormtrooper, Hono, just a normal Stormtrooper. We're going to take a look at Mr. Freeze, didn't see that coming. And then the Daredevil tease. Look, I'll start off with this one actually because at the moment we don't have a price for this because it hasn't been put up for official pre-order yet. So this is the HotToys 1/6 scale Daredevil from the Disney Plus Marvel TV show Born Again. Now I have not watched this show. I did watch the Netflix show originally when it first came out. There's 3 seasons. I definitely watched the first 2 and I think I started the 3rd season and then I kind of got sidetracked. I kind of got sidetracked with something else. I can't remember what it was. I wasn't massively into it, but I do recognize it. I recognize it was pretty good and I did appreciate the choreography, the action, the darkness and stuff like that. Now I'm rewatching it at the moment, but what I do notice is that because I'm binge watching them, I'm getting a bit fatigued with the action. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but like while the hand-to-hand combat is very good, when you're binge watching a bunch of them in a row, it kind of becomes it's kind of like the same kind of formula. Something happens, there's some hand-to-hand combat, and then there's a boring conversation, and then there's something that's actually interesting plot-wise, then there's another hand-to-hand combat. And I get it, like, and I'm not like hating on the show or whatever like that. I do recognize that like I have yet to go back and rewatch any Marvel Disney Plus show. Apologies for quick interruption to this video. If you're watching this video right now, hit the like button and more importantly, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel and the support is greatly appreciated. Back to the video. Loki, I've watched them all. I've watched The Falcon, The Winter Soldier. I've watched WandaVision. I've watched Loki season 1 and 2. I've watched I did watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special twice because that's kind of something I watch every Christmas now. I actually did quite like that. I've watched, what's that, werewolf one they did for Halloween, the black and white one. Moon Knight, I just don't think they're good TV. I think life's too short for bad TV. I did not find them that entertaining, so therefore I didn't go back and rewatch them. Now with the Daredevil show though, I do think, obviously it's not like that Disney Plus. I know it is now, this Daredevil Born Again, but the first 3 seasons of the Netflix show, I did find it, for the most part, entertaining. I like the darkness, I like the action. I do think they're better than any of the Disney Plus TV shows, and I can understand why the hardcore kind of Daredevil fans really liked it as well. So I'm working my way back through them. I'm going to watch them before I watch this show, and who knows, maybe I end up wanting this, but this isn't something that I have an interest in. I know a lot of people are going to be hyped about this. Some people are kind of acknowledging and a bit annoyed that they don't have like the 2 D's on the chest there. Daredevil, that's iconic look from the comic book. So look, I don't know about this yet. I don't have a price. It hasn't been put up for official pre-order. It is exciting for Daredevil fans because a lot of like hardcore Daredevil fans who like get their love of Daredevil from the actual comic books, liked and appreciate the Netflix show. It's very highly regarded. Like I said, I'm working my way back through it. I can definitely, look, there's things I enjoy about it. Obviously I think Charlie Cox is fantastic at the at playing the role. I like the choreography is great. Like, of course, the hallway scene, yeah, everyone knows how good that is. Vincent D'Onofrio, I just particularly like the actor. I hope I got his name right. Is it Vincent D'Onofrio? For some reason I think I've got that wrong. Anyway, let me know. Yeah, so look, this is exciting for Daredevil fans. For me, I'm going to have to finish rewatching the first 3 seasons, well, rewatching the first 2 and then watching season 3 and then watching this. I'm going to do that fairly quickly because I don't want it to be spoiled and stuff like that, and I know how the internet is. Anyway, so that's on the way. This one here, this one dropped today and I didn't see this coming. Definitely did not see this coming. So after today, we now know that like Hono Studios, which is, I suppose, under the umbrella of HotToys, it's like a separate company. They kind of market themselves as the entry level, low budget 1/6 scale figures. But like whatever about the Wolverine that they did, which was, let me check the price on that Wolverine. So say like the original Wolverine, $160 I see here on the Sideshow site. That one there, like people were dying for this because the comic book fans, people who like, love all this stuff and their collection is rooted in comic books, they've been crying out for 1/6 scale officially licensed HotToys to do this kind of comic accurate stuff for the longest time. So this yellow and blue suit Wolverine by Hono Studios, and the brown suit as well. They're very highly regarded. They kind of had the full silicone bodies. It was a metal skeleton. People were like, this is great value for $160 compared to like your standard of what, $250, maybe even $280 now for a standard hot toy. But then they've made some missteps. For example, people weren't happy about this Iron Man up here. I believe it was this one. This price is $215. It does come with a light up part, but yeah, they weren't really happy with that because this is supposed to be like entry level, and so people are a bit concerned with that. I didn't think that Hono were actually going to do Star Wars. I don't know how the licensing works. I didn't know if they had it or not. Now we know that they do have it. So they dropped two things for announcement today. You've got the Stormtrooper Squad Leader 1/6 scale action figure. That's based on Star Wars Rebels. So this is not based on live action. It's not on the original trilogy or the prequels or the Mandalorian or anything like that. It is based on the animated series Star Wars Rebels, which is, again, very highly regarded by some people. I have not watched it. And to be honest, this is something I've absolutely no interest in. I've yet to buy a 1/6 scale figure that's based on a comic book or animation because my love of collecting is based on live action movies, film, and TV shows. So this is something I'm not going to get into. The prices I do have on these things, which I thought were a bit on the steep side, okay? And I don't think people are going to be too happy with them, to be honest. Let's just take a look. So there, by the way, if you're looking at Sideshow and you want to find the price of these things, I just type in Hono directly, because sometimes when you type in HotToys, they don't come up under HotToys, depending, it's just whatever way the search works there on Sideshow. So you can see there, Stormtrooper Squad Leader, $175. I think that's steep enough. And Stormtrooper, $165. I don't particularly care for these designs. I'm actually going to take a look at this one first. I don't care for this animation style. Look, I know it's based in animation. I know it's based in essentially a cartoon. I get that. And if you love Rebels, this is probably all about this. But this is not something I have any interest in. Don't particularly care what they've done with this design. And even if I watch the show and I like it, it's not something that I want to go down with. But this is, like I said, this Hono Studios Stormtrooper, $165. Just to put that into perspective, I picked up two of these Stormtroopers with Death Star light up diorama, and they're $240. Now I know that's still a difference of, just make sure I have these numbers right, $165, $240. That is a difference of $75. So it's not like an insignificant amount. But for this, you get an original trilogy Stormtrooper, the design that started it all, and you get that fantastic light up base. You can see one of them behind me. There's two of them there. I have like Vader in the middle, and then there's, you know, one of those environments on each side. I've got, what the hell? Yeah, I have a Stormtrooper on one of them. You can't see it's directly behind me. And then I got Snowspeeder Luke on the other one, which is not canon, but I like the way they look. So anyway, I'd be more inclined to pay the extra $75 or see if you can get it cheaper even, because this is still available on Sideshow. I filtered this particular filter through available now, so they're still available. And people were crying out for them. And then when they got reissued, people were delighted, but they're still here. So like I had this original version, but I didn't have the light up base, and I always regretted not getting the light up base, especially that the lead-ins actually fitted quite comfortably. Well, just there's a little bit of clearance, but they fit. So I went off, sold my original one, the 1.0, whatever, it's the same figure. Got rid of that, and then picked up two with the Death Star light up environment, because yeah, it's pretty damn iconic. Really like the look of it. So yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather pay the extra money and get the original trilogy Stormtrooper with the light up base. But then again, I am biased because I've never watched this show. Anyway, let's go through and take a look at this. First of all, straight off the top there, I don't like the design of this. I just don't like the look of it. It looks really kiddish, and I understand this TV show is maybe designed for kids. This is fair enough, or maybe it's designed for young adults, whatever. And they probably had to change it for, you know, to put some sort of unique twist in it. But it just looks like, yeah, it looks too toyish to me, to be honest. I prefer the live action stuff. It's kind of cool, but it's just not something I have any interest in. So if I flick to everything it comes with, it would probably be very little. So $165. I want to get to, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So entry grade 1/6 scale figure, high quality, highly articulated, and due Q4 of this year 2025 or Q1 of next year 2026. Okay, so that's a bit of information about it, and I want to see what it comes at. Now look, this here, interchange with your own comic book. I believe they will include this thing here, just hope I'm getting this right, this backdrop here, which looks like a comic, because I always thought the Hono line was just for comic books, but And I don't know if there's a Rebels comic book or whatever, but this here, I believe, to get this look, you actually have to cut out that part of the packaging and then slide it into this if you don't want to use your own comic. And let's face it, the art box on these 1/6 scale figures, I don't have a Hono, but the Hot Toys one, they're part of the experience. They are beautifully designed. Like sometimes it's photography of the figure itself or whatever. Just the artwork is just incredible. It's part of the experience for me. And the odd time, I do sell, and it's just people want the box as well. So anyway, I get rid of the shippers, but I keep the art box and the plastic and all the accessories, obviously. But look, I do think this looks cool straight up and down like that, and I do actually kind of like the Hono bases, the way they're kind of uniform, and I do like the idea of putting that backdrop up there. But again, it's just, I haven't seen Rebels, and I don't particularly care for the Stormtrooper design. It's kind of grown on me a bit, even in the last few minutes just doing this video, but it's just not something I've any interest in. Capable for dynamic posing, some people are going to absolutely love that, so I appreciate it. While it's not for me, there's going to be people out there that'll be like, they'll love this because they love Rebels and they want a really dynamic Stormtrooper. Like, I do find the Stormtrooper and the gaps in the armor, you can kind of manipulate it a bit. It is restricted in the parts, depending on one you have. But then again, like, I'm part of the 501st, I have a Shepperton Studios, a New Hope Stormtrooper kit, and reality is you can't sit down in those things. You put that on, you're on your feet, and then you take it off, so yeah, they're actually quite screen accurate when you think about it. And then of course you have this tease of Vader, which kind of looks like, I hope I've got this right, the Macquarie Vader. I know it's not the Macquarie Vader, this is based on Star Wars Rebels, but just with the kind of elongated jaw there, I kind of does remind me of, I think is it Ralph Macquarie? Just confirm or correct me in the comment section there. I could be absolutely wrong on that, but look, people are going to be hyped with this. The die-hard Star Wars fans are going to be hyped with ending Star Wars. The people who are into the animation and Rebels, they're going to be hyped with this. The Vader fans are going to be hyped with this. So I think a lot of people will like this, but I don't think this is going to be, what was it? Yeah, so the Stormtrooper is 165. The Stormtrooper squad leader is another tenner. So I think the Vader will probably be more expensive than that then. So anyway, let's take a look at the Stormtrooper squad leader. I just love a good pauldron. I mean, my own kit, I don't have the pauldron, but it's something I do want to do. I want to get one of those pauldron, those orange pauldrons, and put it on and just go as a Stormtrooper. I'd love to get this, is it the DL44? I can't remember this in particular. I really, really like this gun. I think the Shore Troopers have them as well, but I want to get one of those and the pauldron and just troop as a squad leader. That's probably the next thing I'll do. Be cheaper than buying a new kit. So this is the Hono Studios, so a subsidiary of Hot Toys, Star Wars Rebels, Stormtrooper Squad Leader 1/6 scale action figure. It's $175, and I believe due for release in Q4 of this year, 2025, or Q1 of 2020. That's a very simple but cool pose. I like that. This is Q4 of this year, Q1 of 2026, I believe. I'll just confirm that later on, but this looks pretty cool though. I know it's the difference really is basically the pauldron and the DL44, but I do think that makes a difference. Just adds a splash of color, and I think the blaster is cooler, that long rifle. So entry grade 1/6 scale, high quality, highly articulated. Yeah, again, Q4 of this year or Q1 of 2026, $175. Yeah, so again, just not for me. I haven't seen the show, and I need to kind of it's a source material. I have to appreciate the source material before I purchase any of these things. I just rewatched Andor. Andor might be my favorite piece of Star Wars media ever, and that's including the original trilogy. But I think, and I know people are going to be kind of shaking their heads at that, but it's just so goddamn good. The writing is incredible. The dialogue's incredible. The theme in the background, the score is incredible. Like the cast they picked, the costume design, the action, the story. Again, I know it's slow, but it builds tension. There's an atmosphere throughout the whole, 12 episodes, whatever. Absolutely incredible stuff. But look, the original trilogy is obviously the GOAT, because without that, none of this stuff would exist. But honestly, Matt, just rewatched Andor. I thought it was 5 stars when I first watched it. My God, if I could give it 6 stars out of 5, I would. The reason I'm saying that is because I love the source material, and if they give us an Andor, that's a done deal for me. If they give us a Luton, that's a done deal. I kind of don't want one without the other though. I want to pair them together. That might be all I need from that as well. They're probably going to throw us out a few troopers as well. I don't want a trooper. If they want to do troopers, fine, but give us an Andor. That is literally the lead character. It's the name of the show. Give us a Cassian Andor. Preferably in his season finale look. He kind of dressed more or less the same. I don't want them in the pajamas where he escapes one way out. I think that's cool and all, and they can do that in the future if they want, but give us the look. Give us him in the finale with the long coat, that kind of Blade Runner style gun, which is, shout out to Marco166. I was kind of gushing over that gun, and he was saying, oh, people are losing their minds because it's from a computer game or video game, whatever. I just love that style of gun. It's very like, and the long coats as well. It's just very Blade Runner, you know. So give us a Cassian Andor, give us the gun, a few accessories, maybe that box that he kind of stores before he gets arrested and stuff like that, and the long coat, and then Luton on the speeder. I actually think it can happen. I think that we're coming up with May 4 coming up, coinciding because April 22nd, the first 3 episodes of Andor are dropping. It's 12 episodes. Season 2 is 12 episodes. Then the show is finished, done. The beauty of that is that you're going to get 3 episodes, and then there's a fast forward time, what do they call it, a time lapse, a time shift, whatever. It's not what I'm looking for. But then the next week you're going to have 3 more episodes. It's going to be like a 2-hour Star Wars movie once a week for 4 weeks. And hopefully if the standard is the same as season 1, that's going to be incredible. So I'm hoping that with May 4 coming up, they drop some exclusives, and not exclusives, I don't want them limited, but they drop a Cassian Andor and a Luton. They're the characters I think everyone wants, you know what I mean? So anyway, sorry, complete tangent on this. Look, I'm happy if you're out there and you're the diehard Star Wars fan and you're big into Rebels and you really wanted Hono Studios to do this, but like, I think a lot of people are going to be like shocked at that price. 160 for their entry grade 1/6 scale. I mean, I just showed you 240. I know it's a significant gap. It's not, $75 gap. It's pretty big, but that's an original trilogy Stormtrooper, live action based on, and you get the light up environmental base. Even I think the Stormtrooper commander from the Mandalorian was 220, and then this one was 175. And again, you could argue about that's still $45 increase. I get you, but like, I think people are going to be a bit saying that these are priced by $20 or $30 too high. Yeah, just I have no interest in these anyway. But look, if you're out there and you're interested in it, yeah, more power to you. Last but not least, well, I'll tell you one thing. HotToys have done a great job here, because they have made this figure look just as ridiculous as it did in that movie. Batman Robin is a terrible movie, make no mistake about it. I'll probably never watch it again, and if I do watch it, it'll just be to have a good laugh at it, because there were some funny bits in it. I'll give them that. I remember, like, and look, as a kid, I loved Batman 89. Clearly, you don't go get a Jazz Inc. 89 or any sort of 89 if you don't love Michael Keaton's, Tim Burton's, Jack Nicholson, whatever 1989 Batman movie that made me love movies, right? Loved Returns as well. But then Forever came along, and I was like, I was annoyed that Keaton wasn't still Batman. Even as a kid, I was like, what's the story with this? I felt it was a massive departure from the darkness and the kind of the more adult version of the 1989. I know Returns there was a lot of quirky stuff in that as well, but there was definitely a tone shift. It wasn't as dark. It was more like, bat nipples and neon signs and stupid cheesy humor and stuff like that. As a kid though, I was kind of oblivious to a lot of that, but I still remember as a kid watching it going, these aren't as good as Batman 1989 and Batman Returns, and I prefer Keaton and Burton style and all that. And then just revisiting them my teen years, and I was like, these movies are awful. So anyway, but they've absolutely nailed this. There's people out there, shout out to Eddie Money Mendez. He was the first person I sent this to, first person I tagged. He's absolutely delighted with this. They've done a great job. Hats off to HotToys. Like, it looked ridiculous in the movie, it looks ridiculous here, but they've done a great job. This is $385. $385 for the deluxe. The deluxe version comes with these wings. I'd actually forgotten about how stupid looking these bloody wings were until I saw this thing. And it comes with this base as well. I think it's a reused base of it was the Batman from the Arkham games, and kind of like an anti-freeze suit or something like that, with an exosuit, whatever. I'm gonna flick through this anyway. So this oh god. Anyway, this is $385. And I'm going to go through everything that comes with first, but then I'll scroll back through this. Sorry, I should really start this at the very end. I have a lot of nice things to say about it though. As much as I think the movie's awful and I have no interest in this, but you got it. They've nailed it. They've nailed it. So the deluxe version is $385. Just want to confirm that. Yes, it's $385 and the regular version is $355. So there's a $30 difference between the regular and the deluxe. What is the difference besides the price? You get the wings. Okay. You get the glider wings and you get the theme diorama base, which, you know, is basically a simple rectangular reused grid base, and then they're throwing a banister on it and a few, let's face it, not great looking icicles. Okay. It's got separate rolling eyeballs. It's got a fantastic looking Arnold Schwarzenegger sculpt. You gotta hand it to them. Separate rolling eyeballs features. They've absolutely nailed the likeness of Arnie and the skin tone and everything like that. And you have multiple different ways of displaying it there. You could display him just with the helmet completely off, showing the bald head. You can move the separate rolling eyeballs function in different directions. You've got the mask with the kind of goggles on, which lights up at the top, and then you can take the goggles off. So there are multiple different ways of displaying it. They've absolutely nailed the likeness of this guy. And then you have a few different gauntlets and his gun, which lights up as well. I believe this guy is USB powered, so it's only a matter of time before they start doing Iron Man 3 and 4.0s and doing what we've wanted them to do for the last decade. Instead of those button cell batteries going to make everything USB powered. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the gun has an effect you put on the end of it. Obviously it shoots out like ice or whatever like that, and a few swap out hands. Right, so there's no die cast on this, but hats off to them. That they've absolutely nailed the look of Arnold Schwarzenegger in this particular movie. Again, I've no interest in this, but I've pre-ordered the DX46. That's the Terminator T800 Battle Damage Terminator 2.0. That was like, yeah, just a no-brainer, and I'm gonna pre-order the clean version as well. But I have to say, the battle damage head sculpt was fantastic, obviously in prototype, but I have to say the clean version of the T800 from Terminator 2, the likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think it's good, but it definitely has room for improvement. The likeness of this head sculpt here to Arnie is a lot better than the likeness of that clean T800, the clean version T800 that was announced a few weeks back. It's not going to put me off getting them because it's Terminator 2. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. So this guy looks considerably bigger. I actually think that bat suit was just so boring. I mean, what I like about the Keaton one, I liked the yellow, the splash of yellow on the belt and the oval bat symbol. I really liked that. The nipples are ridiculous. The kind of fake abs are kind of funny as well. But like, no, I just don't like this bat suit or this movie or the memory of it. So yeah. But interesting point, that's what it would look like on your shelf if you don't have it powered up, and if they are going through the trouble of USB powering it, maybe think ahead if you're going to get this so you can actually wire that up, because otherwise it's going to look like that and it doesn't look as good as it does when it's lit up. Gauntlets with detailed mechanisms. Okay, so I can't remember this movie at all, but you have two, on the one on the left you have two little vials of something, and the one on the right, I don't know what that is. I just can't remember. I don't want to go back and rewatch this movie for 2 hours of my life that I'm not going to get back just so I can know. Let me know in the comment section. This is a reused base. It's very obvious. You just have that boring kind of, it looks like what, like a kind of a metal grate or metal kind of a texture of a I don't know, metal floor area. It looks like something maybe if you're on walking through a factory or something like that and it was a metal floor or something like that. And yeah, it's just they've slapped a banister onto it and a step. So yeah, I don't think much of this particular base, to be honest. Great head sculpt, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, hats off. Yeah, salutes to HotToys. You've done a great job. Great sculpt, great expression, the skin tone, the kind of wrinkle and detail and stuff like that, and separate rolling eyeballs function. In fairness, as ridiculous as it is, they've absolutely nailed it. Just with all these light up parts. It looks die-cast as well, to be honest. It doesn't look at all the light up parts. It kind of lighten up the look at the shoulder pads. Looks like he's going to play American football there. You have two lights on each side. There's lights seem to be coming from inside that part. There's lights on his pectorals and his biceps as well. And it does look chromy. got the mask as well. There's some serious one-liners in this movie. Got the gun as well, which lights up. Now I wonder, see, I see how they're doing it now. I was curious to how they did it, but see, there's a wire coming out of it, and that obviously must clip into his elbow or part of the gauntlet and draw power from that to be lit up. So look, if you're getting this now, you're winning. Don't have to mess with those button cell batteries. Happy days for you. And I'm wondering though, is that wire coming out of the gun, is that screen accurate? Like, was there a wire in a gun that connected to his suit, or that's just something they're adding in there just so they can power up the gun? I don't think that'd be a deal breaker. So that's what you want it to look like. Realistically, if I was getting him, there's no way I'd pose him without the gun. He'd be lit up, and I'd want him lit up with the gun, something like that. That's what you want. I think I'd ditch the goggles personally, because I want to see the head sculpt, and I'd keep the helmet and that the doorbell there in his head. That's just, oh my god, that's just too much. I can't wait to see Eddie. Eddie be gone. Eddie reckons RoboCop's a bad movie. Well, I'm gonna remind them about this. And fairness though, HotToys done good. They done good. That's it, folks. The Hope Show will return next week. We are doing that Anakin Skywalker giveaway, so whenever the Artisan Anakin gets released and it gets delivered to me, I'll be giving it out to one lucky subscriber. So in order to, if you want to actually be in with a chance of winning that Artisan Anakin, you need to be a channel member at the time of the giveaway. Don't worry, I'll give you plenty of notice, so you have to be join up and be a channel member at the time of the giveaway, the night of the giveaway. We done one of the Hope Show live streams. I'm guessing it'll probably be the summer, depending on when this gets released. Or drop a super chat or a super thanks on any super chat on any of the live streams, super thanks on any of the videos, and I'll add your name that way as well. And yeah, just like a draw, duck race kind of thing, and whoever wins wins. Yeah, that's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're excited about any of these figures I spoke about in this particular video. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Consider becoming a channel member. We are going to be giving away an Artisan Anakin at some stage when that gets released and a sideshow ship it out to me. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.